What began as a peaceful gathering to agitate for the fair and equal treatment of all citizens, black or white, ended in chaos and bloodshed. In the end, more than 430 people were killed, hundreds more flogged, 1,000 dwellings destroyed, and the courthouse razed by fire. For this rebellious act, Bogle was deemed the instigator, and in October 1865 he was captured and hanged.
And today, we stand at that same courthouse where he was hanged, an important landmark in St. Thomas, marking a milestone in our history. Jamaica Magazine comes to you today from St. Thomas as we recount the life of a selfless hero, Paul Bogle. I'm Theodore Henry, and we could not have journeyed so far without talking with sons and daughters of St. Thomas. Welcome.
Thank you. My name is Constantine Bogle, and I'm the great-great-grandson to Paul Bogle, founder and president of the Paul Bogle Foundation. I have a lot that I would like to share with Jamaica and the world today.
Indeed. It's all in our package, so stick around. We make our way now to Stony Gut, while you get the latest news.
So everybody make we time the line celebration again independent time.
For Independence 2015, the Randy Williams Entertainment Center is the place to be. From August 1 to 6, the Hope Road location will be transformed into an Independence Village. Come out every day at midday for lots of cultural fun and excitement. Lunch or concerts, cultural discussions, a kiddies village, displays with distinct Jamaican pieces, nightly entertainment, and food can done. For more information, call JCDC at 926-5726-9 or email library@jcdc.gov.jm. Independence 2015, proud and free Jamaica 53.
We jump on the float and yam on the float, pop to Jamaica.
Good day, I'm Tamara McHale, and this is your GIS News for Thursday, July 30. There is only one more day left to write off a possible 60% of your outstanding water bill. The first leg of the National Water Commission's Cruncher 180 promotion ends tomorrow. It allows customers who are in arrears for at least 180 days to settle their accounts by paying only 40% of their outstanding balances. In August, the write-off is reduced to 50% of the outstanding arrears, and in September it drops to 40%, which still means customers need only pay 60% of what they owe the Commission to bring their accounts up to date. The Cruncher 180 promotion is open to commercial and residential customers and includes active and disconnected accounts, as well as illegally connected water consumers. Tomorrow is also the final day for business entities to cash in on tremendous savings under the Companies Office of Jamaica, COJ's amnesty. Those savings include a 40% reduction in the cost of filing outstanding annual returns for companies limited by shares, that is, a company formed to make a profit. The amnesty, which has been in effect since May 4, also provides incentives for taking care of the removal of companies and closure of business names. So far, thousands of entities have benefited from the service, with over 14,000 annual returns filed, 1,712 applications to remove companies, and 1,097 applications to close business names. The COJ is urging other individuals and entities to capitalize on the initiative while it lasts. The Ministry of Health will be partnering with the Jamaica Kidney Kids Foundation to train a pediatric nephrologist for the Cornwall Regional Hospital. A nephrologist specializes in the treatment of kidney disease. Health Minister Dr. Fenton Ferguson says the ministry will be contributing to the 144,000 Canadian dollars required for the training. He was speaking at a function where the Spanish Jamaica Foundation donated $250,000 to the Jamaica Kidney Kids Foundation.
On behalf of the ministry and my permanent secretary, would want to congratulate Ambassador and the Spanish Jamaican Foundation for the wonderful work that you have been performing in fostering and strengthening the relationship between Jamaica and Spain.
A concerted effort has been made to improve efficiency in the management of this year's Emancipation and Independence celebrations. Minister of Youth and Culture Lisa Hanna says the government is determined to get more value for money.
We were very, very clear on how to be more even efficient with our budget, rationalize how the expenditure went so that we could stretch the resources.
The minister was speaking at a recent JIS think tank. JCDC's Executive Director Delroy Gordon was there and said the commission was making the extra effort for a great celebration this year. He promises entertainment for everyone.
There are going to be 4 bandwagons that are going to be going across the island between August 2 to August 6, making stops in various townships and parish capitals. And the bandwagon, you could say it's like a merry-go-round on wheels. So we have flatbed trucks, music trucks that are going to be moving through communities.
Emancipation activities start on July 31 with vigils at selected locations in every parish, including the National Jubilee at Civil in St. Anne. There will also be the usual merry-go-round showcasing the best of JCDC festival competitions at the Ranny Williams Entertainment Center. Grand Gala returns to the National Stadium on August 6. And finally, Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller today addressed a special United Nations open debate on peace and security challenges facing small island developing states. Mrs. Simpson Miller gave a Caribbean perspective during the panel discussion at the UN headquarters in New York. She also spoke to Jamaica's efforts to secure its people, protect its borders, and participate in global peace and security initiatives. The Prime Minister used the occasion to outline measures that could be used to overcome the security challenges being faced by small island developing states. She left the island on Wednesday and is expected to return on Friday. While she's on assignment, the Minister of Transport Works and Housing, Dr. Omar Davies, is in charge of the government. And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Tamara McHale. Thank you for watching.
You know, a whole heap of youth smoke weed and stand up. For real, no. But you have some friends that smoke weed in the gully behind school. Well, I mean. Yeah, man. And when graduation time come, my youth, none of them not graduate. One of them ain't even gone. The only high grade I want is on my C6.
Target shoot, the future come first.
Man, I don't think I could have done it. To walk from Stony Gut in St. Thomas all the way to Spanish Town. That far, man. But Paul Bogle did it. Him and his men walked all the way to Spanish Town to see the governor, who refused to see them. What a disappointment that must have been. What do you think?
Certainly it was a big disappointment.
Yeah.
Because when you look at it, slavery was abolished.
Yeah.
The only means of surviving the people have was farming. And then not having access to land was like, you know, you're actually held hostage.
Right, right. In your own country,
In your own country.
Yeah.
So the whole fight for Paul was for people to have access to land.
Yeah.
And even when they wrote to Queen Victoria, she said that her reply was that it is upon your own initiative that you must find a way to have access to land.
Well.
So it was a really a big disappointment.
Yes, I can imagine.
Yes.
Well, we have a lot of land around us, and there are some other interesting features about this site, aren't there? Show me some of them, man. Show me some of them.
Interesting thing about this site here is that this site has the church.
This is the church?
Where Paul, no, this is a church around here.
Okay.
Actually, this is the spot.
Oh.
Where the church used to be. This cross represents where Paul Bogle Church was.
Right.
And this is where they actually had a prayer vigil on the 10th of October 1865 for the entire night. And the candle was lit for the whole night, and then they do the march from here into into Morant Bay.
Okay.
And that's what escalated into the Morant Bay Rebellion as it is called. Yes, Theo, if you look up here, this is where Paul Bogle house used to be.
Yeah.
And this is where he used to have his bakery. And if you look further up, you will notice that there's a monument up there that explains everything
about this place.
About this place.
I see it. I see that.
The significance.
I'm going to take a look at it now. I want to go up there and take a look. But before we get up there, as a political representative yourself, how would you say the political system now differs from the one in Paul Bogle's time? Well,
we are now governed what you call self-government.
Right.
We have a black government. People are able to vote. We have health department that we didn't have. we have access to education,
Nice,
we have
nice.
road, we have water,
Yeah.
we have work agency. So it's a complete different thing. We have computer and information technology.
That's true.
People are able to traverse back and forth, travel to abroad, and you know, migration. But all of these things came about as a result of Paul Bogle and Morant Bay Rebellion.
Right, right.
When you look in the history book, it is called The New Jamaica Take Shape.
Yes.
So this place is like you're standing on holy ground.
Well, you mentioned the new Jamaica and his house. And, you know, we're going to, our next feature is about housing and how the government is helping out with that right, home ownership in one particular community. Let's take a look at the monument.
A whole new world, a new fantastic point of view.
As the youngest recipient of one of these homes, it is quite a difficult task to fully articulate the significance of this achievement. This is an opportunity for me and my family to improve our life.
At the tender age of 22, Shanika Thompson is living the dream of most Jamaicans, home ownership. Thompson and 47 other residents of Majesty Gardens in St. Andrew have now joined a growing number of low-income earners getting keys to a place called home. The dream fulfilled was made possible by the newly remodeled inner-city housing project undertaken by the National Housing Trust.
Getting a key to your home is not just a matter of gaining access to a certain space or to certain facilities. It is a key to a whole new life.
This is the new face of the inner city. 16 three-bedroom and 32 two-bedroom apartments, all enclosed in a gated community with all the perks attached.
When we hand over these units today, we will be handing over more than 4 walls. What we will be doing is opening doors to new opportunities. That will make Majesty Garden be truly majestic.
With some 1,200 families assisted along the Spanish Town Road corridor, there's a push to provide more houses to Jamaica's poor.
We are seeking to provide good, decent housing, and we are doing so as much as we can to make it affordable.
The goal is to empower citizens to be the best versions of themselves.
You too have a place in the society. You are valuable Jamaicans. You too deserve decent housing, and more importantly, you too have a part to play in the advancement and development of our country.
And when residents' lives improve, communities improve, as there are more effective governance structures, internal dispute resolution, and even greater civic pride seen in residents.
So nice, I got you.
My kids them go comfortable in this one. So when I tell them I feel good. Understand? For the long work I put on over the years and contribute to housing trust, just get a key, a place called home.
I will no longer be afraid or embarrassed to invite a friend to visit because I'm terrified they might ask, can I use your restroom? Or simply do not want them to know where I live.
It's better to pay some mortgage than pay rent. But one of my greatest joy and moment is for the kids them. I'm happy to get at home, but for the benefit of the kids.
I am so happy, I'm so excited. Trust me, I couldn't ask for more. God is good.
So good, so good.
When I hear my name call, I'm so excited. And the kids them too excited and feel good about it. So I'm going to have them new home, them inside bathroom, everything nice.
I thank I thank my workplace because without a job, I wouldn't own a house.
Even as residents celebrated their achievements, there were gentle reminders along the way.
Take care of your space, and I'm gonna beg you to live in peace and harmony. Let love reign in Majesty Gardens.
The real project will start when you all move into your new homes and begin to make decisions about how to manage the complex so that it remains a beacon for all to see.
Look forward to keep the place as house is clean and nice, maintain it right and pay your bills and everything, that's carpet and keep the thing nice.
That work has already begun as the newly formed Citizens Association renamed Majesty Gardens Phase 1 the Portia Simpson Miller Meadows. With the foundation set, the 48-unit strata community is now on its way to being a source of inspiration for other underdeveloped corporate area communities.
It's my house and I live here. I want to tell you it's my house and I live here.
So everybody make we sign the line, celebration again, independent time.
Yes, it's Emancipation and Independence time again. Between July 31 to August 6, lots of fun and exciting island-wide celebrations await you. Independence concerts, community church services, festival bandwagons, street dances, and lots more. And guess what? Festival fashion is back. The theme, bandana with denim, catch the fashion rhythm. So for this festival season, young, old, boy, girl, get your bandana and denim outfits and let's celebrate Jamaica in style. For more information, call JCDC at 926-5726-9 or email library@jcdc.gov.jm. Independence 2015, proud and free Jamaica 53.
Since we get free pop style, make the whole world see.
So we're here in Spring Gardens, the place where Paul Bogle lived and went to church. But I'm not going to tell us about Spring Gardens. We're continuing the story with Mr. Constantine Bogle. So, Mr. Bogle, tell me a little bit more about the community in the past and how it is now.
Well, the community has transformed a lot between 1865 and now.
Yeah.
Because one of the thing that was not told about Martin Bay Rebellion and Paul Bogle. Paul Bogle had a principle that all the people that come to his church, he used to teach them to read.
Oh, he was a deacon, right?
He was a deacon.
Right.
And he had mandated all the people to learn to read. That didn't come out in the whole historical document because one of the concerns that the white man had was who teach Paul Bogle to read and who him think him is that him could teach people
to read. Right.
Yes, and that was against their laws. So Spring Garden has come a far way, like every other communities in Jamaica. They're still continuing the traditional farming and a lot of scholars has come out of Spring Garden and the people always have something every October 11th for Paul Bogle, in memory of Paul Bogle, and keep up that tradition. So that has been keeping up.
So the memory is kept alive.
The memory is alive.
Okay.
And very strong over this side.
Excellent. Mr. Bogle is the chairman of the Paul Bogle Foundation. So, Mr. Bogle, now you can tell us a little bit about the foundation, what it stands for, what it does in the community and in Jamaica itself.
Well, I am the founder and president of the Paul Bogle Foundation.
Right. Got that right.
Without vision, the people will perish.
Right.
So in the same way, the Japanese visualized that they could build Toyota.
Yeah.
And they could create the world biggest sports, soccer.
Right.
So what I am using the Paul Bogle Foundation to do is to keep up the memorial for the day that Paul Bogle died, October 24th. We started a memorial. We put the 1,000 houses that was destroyed and the 7,000 people that lost their lives together.
Yeah.
We call it 1,000 family, and we light 1,000 candles.
Right.
Each candle represents a family. But I have gone further in recent times since 2008 and move away from just memorializing Paul Bogle and the people that died.
Yeah.
And we use the Paul Bogle Foundation to start a memorial in memory of the 500 million Africans that died as a result of slavery.
Because his actions were a representative of those.
Of those,
Right.
you know, and we cannot separate ourselves.
I understand. And we continue the story of Paul Bogle in the next feature.
One thing I want people to understand about Paul Bogle. Paul Bogle was the richest black man inside of Jamaica in 1865. He owned 503 acres of land. When you look at what Paul Bogle owned, Paul Bogle didn't have to give his life for his country.
Yet he did. And for that, he was declared a national hero in 1969, the highest honor that could be awarded by a grateful nation. The history of his life and death tells us that the journey to that pinnacle of national recognition was one fraught with danger and ultimately deadly. In the latter months of 1865, Paul Bogle and others of like mind had exhausted their tolerance for the unfair treatment being meted out to black people in colonial Jamaica. After almost 30 years of emancipation, their access to land, good wages, and civil and legal rights were being stifled, based solely on the color of their skin. Paul Bogle, a Baptist preacher from Stonygut in St. Thomas, had come to be seen as the governor of the blacks. So when he began his fateful 50-mile march to the then capital, Spanish Town, they followed and were denied the audience they sought with Governor at the time, Edward John Eyre. Paul Bogle was relentless, and the preacher and his men would later descend on the Morant Bay courthouse while it was in session, determined to have their say. History has labeled that incident the Morant Bay Rebellion. What began as a peaceful gathering to agitate for the fair and equal treatment of all citizens, black or white, ended in chaos and bloodshed. In the end, more than 430 people were killed, hundreds more flogged, 1,000 dwellings destroyed, and the courthouse razed by fire. For this rebellious act, Bogle was deemed the instigator, and in October 1865 he was captured and hanged.
Bogle has to be looked at in the context of his own actions. We need to understand that in 1865, Bogle in many respects was representing what people of his group, people of his neighborhood, people of his historical background were faced with. This is just a few years, maybe less than 30 years after Emancipation. And Emancipation in 1838 had simply not brought the blessings that most ex-slaves had hoped for. One blessing that they had looked for was land. That didn't come. They might also have hoped for some sense of equality. That hadn't come either. Because while in theory all Jamaicans were citizens, they were certainly not equal in the eyes of the law.
We have recourse today to many things. We have recourse to the newspapers, to the courts, to the parliament, etc. You know, we have places we can turn to. I mean, we can call up the talk show host and raise the devil. We can write terrible letters to the newspapers. We can demand to see our member of parliament, etc. Bogle and those guys didn't have anything like that. You know, so you can't equate the two things at all. And don't forget what they tried to do. They even wrote a letter to the Queen, you know. They walk all the way to Spanish Town to see here. I mean, these guys tried everything. They were not to be confused with agitators on the street. They were not that.
Bogle's sacrifice was not in vain. The Morant Bay Rebellion would become the catalyst for many developments in Jamaica. Education, health, and social services, the things for which Bogle agitated, would eventually be greatly improved. Still, the sacrifice was not all Paul Bogle's. Others who bore his name would later face prejudice and persecution for his actions on and before that fateful day.
Marant Bay Rebellion, as it was called, caused the Bogle family to live a bush like wild animals. My father and my grandfather told me that it was illegal to educate any Bogle in Jamaica. Many people in St. Thomas who name Bogle, they can't even relate Paul Bogle's story good enough. Because guess what? It's not something that the family get into easily. Because until this day, sad to say, but it has divided the family. The family never ever come back to what they used to be because of Marant Bay Rebellion.
Still, the family is proud of its elder and feels some vindication in his eventual recognition as a national hero.
What really drives a deacon that is on the pulpit, a man that is not in need of anything to do something like that? That is the broader point.
Paul Bogle, the father of 7 children, a sibling to 5 brothers, owner of his own little kingdom, a black man who in 1865 had the right to vote, was a warrior for equal rights, a man who was resolute in the fight for his people.
So everybody make we time the line, celebration again, independent time.
Come catch the Independence 2015 fever and join in the competitions. There is the Best Decorated Office and Window competition for business and office owners, Best Decorated Town competition for parish councils, Best Spirit of Independence competition for media houses, and Best Diaspora celebrations for the Jamaican Massive living abroad. So what are you waiting for? Make we celebrate! To enter, simply submit 6 photographs of your project by July 31 to jcdc.festival2015@gmail.com. The competitions run from July 15 to August 15. For more information, call JCDC at 926-5726-9 or email library@jcdc.gov.jm. Independence 2015, proud and free Jamaica 53.
A 53 year since we get free.
Ah yes, from the old courthouse to the new courthouse. This is the new resident magistrates court in St. Thomas, right? Well, we're heading back to Kingston, but Mr. Bogle, before we actually get back to Kingston, I want you to just give us a quick rundown of some of the good things about St. Thomas. I've heard about mangoes.
Yes, St. Thomas is unique for East Indian mangoes.
Yeah.
And we are also unique for the Blue Mountain coffee. We have one of the best river and the largest body of fresh water that exists in this island.
Yeah.
It's found right here.
What's the name of that one?
Well, it's Yallas.
Yallas.
Yallas is sitting on the largest body of fresh water
Yeah.
in St. Thomas.
Yeah.
So we have the coffee, we have the mangoes, we have the Bard Fountain. We are a very unique
And
parish
diverse.
and diverse. We have all different kind of spiritual organization in St. Thomas, Pocot Church, all different kind of churches.
Interesting. That's St. Thomas for you. And as we close our program today, we would like to thank you for journeying with us all the way to St. Thomas. Tomorrow's show comes to us from the Great House in Seville, the Seville Great House, in the Garden Parish of St. Anne. You have to watch it. It's a must watch, don't miss it. So I'm Theodore Henry, standing beside Mr. Constantine Bogle in St. Thomas. And on behalf of the entire team here at the JIS, we thank you for watching. Walk good. Yeah.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.